authority is built through positioning, and you can influence the level of persuasiveness you have through clothes you wear, titles you have, certifications you have, books you've written. If you're in front of a room, you have more authority. They've done a scientific study showing that nurses with degrees and experience in a hospital setting, they can have a random person come in they've never seen before in their life, dressed as a doctor, and they don't show any credentials to the nurse, and they tell the nurse to combine two chemicals that the nurse was trained, like 101, like not saying the word guarantee in our industry, like anyone who has half a brain knows not to say that, but like a nurse would know not to mix these two chemicals, and the nurse will do it, and it's saline, but they're labeled as the actual chemicals, and it would be lethal to the person for sure. And the nurses will do it more often than not because of the influence of the doctor wearing the attire in that setting. If you're wearing that, you are the doctor and you are the boss, and we look up to you and do what you say, right? So that's something interesting just to think about, that the environment and the context of that environment influences so much what people believe and think. Like our best clients for pitchtext.com really come from Andres sharing some ideas, being here in the room, showing that it's not about just making something look pretty. It's knowing the niche of your competitors, your investor avatar, and then the nuanced way of doing things. That is how we work with new clients through pitchtext.com, because the influence of being in the room, and after we've dumped so much information and value, then you say, oh, okay, well, they could probably help me. And then like it just naturally creates an environment where it's more influential than sending an email blast out and say, hey, who wants to put us on retainer to do all their materials? It's just not as convincing or influential. And then one of my favorite sayings, three of my good friends are black belt martial artists, and I had dinner with one of them last night, two twin brothers who both are. And one of my favorite sayings from that space is that the black belts do the same moves as the green belts, but they do them differently, right? So you can have a pitch deck, you can have a one pager, but the way you do it matters quite a lot.